so we've got D-Mobile's ad shown. What is the monthly cost of each additional gigabyte at D-Mobile? Anybody have any thoughts on how to figure that out? You know, rather than calling on somebody? $20? Okay, where are we getting that from? I mean, it's not a bad guess.
Well, because it said $20 per month.
Oh, got you. So the $20 per month is it for 5 gigabytes. So your idea is basically to divide it by 5. Okay, that's a good starting point. So that would say that it's $4 per gigabyte. Anybody feel like that's right or wrong? Or I don't know. We're going to need to call on people, aren't we? Because otherwise you guys are just going to sit there. I know you hate being called on, but it's also the only way that people speak. Give me a number.
20.
18, 19, 20. Addie. It wasn't on purpose. Anything on this question?
What's the question?
We're still on the same question. That's not even the right answer. But that's a good guess. We have to figure out how much they charge per gigabyte. You don't have to get up if you don't want. No. Okay, the goal here is to figure out the answer to the question. We're on question 1. This one is not correct, but it is close. Well, you're going to have to pay for stuff on your own when you get older. So you need to know these things. What is she whispering? You're whispering it to me, so I definitely can't hear. 30 divided by 10? That's not a bad thought. Okay, so I'm going to guess you were looking at this one right here. Okay, so 30 divided by 10 would be $3 per gigabyte. So if we look at this one, it's $4 per gigabyte. This one's $3 per gigabyte. 40 divided by 15 would be, I don't know, 2.5-ish gigabyte per gigabyte. 50 divided by 20 would be exactly 2.5, so I guess this one's a little bit more than 2.5. So something's not quite right there, because if we pick each different one, they're all different amounts. Did the rain and the possibility of snow just makes everybody's brain shut down today? This is actually identical to what we did yesterday. Let me graph this. Oh, and absolutely, please don't feel like I'm like making you feel like you did a bad job if you came up with an answer to this, because this is exactly what you're supposed to look at and try to figure out something's not quite right, because it's a different dollar per gigabyte for each one of these. Let's graph these. Okay, so 5 gigabytes was $20. 10 gigabytes was $30. 15 gigabytes was $40. 20 gigabytes was $50. Clearly, they're going in a perfect line. What about the $10?
That's the most cost.
You're on the right track. So if we continue these points, this is obviously one of them. What would 0 gigabytes for $10 mean? Addie, if you want to give me a number, you can. You did a great job trying to answer it too. Like 17. Nora, what does 0 gigabytes for $10 mean?
Without you not using, when you're not using 0 gigabytes, you still have to pay $10.
Yes. So you're basically, I mean, there's not a great way to explain it, so that was good. So basically, you have to pay to have your phone. That's pretty much what that says. Even if you decide not to use your phone that month, you have to pay to have a phone line. So that $10 is going to be a starting amount. The y-intercept. Okay, Nora? Another number.
37.
37. What does the slope on this one mean? Well, let's just find the slope first. Would that be better? Okay, you can find it on your paper if you want. I'm assuming you guys do the find it on your own paper if you want. You do the triangle method that we've done for all the other ones. It works. Pick any 2 points. Please, what you cannot do though is just count squares. Because the squares don't equal 1. So like the rise and the run for the 2 I picked was 20 up, and then the run was 10 over. The squares don't equal 1. You have to go by the numbers that are down on the squares. So I calculated, I went up 20 because I went from 20 to 40, and then over was from 5 to 15. I know it's really easy to want to count squares, but they're different than each other, so we can't. So rise over run is going to be 20 over 10, which is 2. Okay, Natalie, what does 2 stand for?
The same.
True. For this problem, what do you think the 2 is going to stand
The cost.
for? Of? But very true. It definitely is an amount of money.
The gigabyte.
Perfect. Question number 1 is going to be $2 per gigabyte. Because that is our slope. That's how much the price changes for each gigabyte we go up. So we were trying to pick questions that we thought would make sense and be, like even if they're stupid, we kind of want to try to make the questions so they make sense to you. I'm getting the impression, do any of you guys have any idea what the gigabyte part is all about? Or do you pretty much just take your phone and use it and?
Isn't gigabytes like storage?
It is. And so like when you play a video on your phone, you have to download the video from somewhere. And your phone plays it while it's downloading, but the size of the video file is, whatever it is. So if you're watching a movie on Netflix, it's probably going to be like a gigabyte. And I would have to bet a lot of you guys are pretty heavy data users. And if your parents have never yelled at you about your phone, you probably have never had to deal with this. Should we change? From my perspective, should we change the question for next year? I'm guessing cell phones is fine, but you guys really don't know anything about the data in gigabytes, it sounds like? Okay. We'll keep going with the question, but like I said, we try to change the packet so that the questions kind of not mean something, but like you understand them. And this one, I'm kind of getting the impression that you guys have never had to deal with that, so you don't really get it. But that's pretty much how phones work. You pay for the phone service, and then you pay extra to be able to have data, like download things. Because you can have a cell phone that's just a phone and no data. Like, I realize that's not even a thing anymore, but you can. Okay, I want to actually go straight to 5 since I think nope, where's the equation? 2. Should have read them better. Natalie, you were the last one. Somebody you want to call on or a number? 3. Charlie? How about an equation? I'll start you off by just saying y equals. What's the change amount or the slope?
2
Okay, so we're going to write that number and then x.
plus 0.
Close. Where is the starting amount that is circled on that picture? 10. Perfect. So the y-intercept is the starting amount. You're going to pay $10 even if you don't use your phone. Okay. Now, question number 4 is Horizon. Horizon says they are doing their own special. It says the monthly price of their plans can be found by using the equation y equals 0x plus 30. Do you guys think you could fill out that table on your own? Or is that something we should fill out together? Together? Sure. Charlie?
17.
Nora already went.
22.
Yazin. Okay, Yazin. How do we figure out if this is the x's and the right-hand side, the cost is going to be y's. Because our equation is written with x's and y's, that might be helpful. If I put 0 in place of x, what would my answer be? So 0 times 0 plus 30, the answer would be? Nope. 30, yep. I know you knew it. Okay, good. Yazin? Another person. 8. 8 is a good number. Roman, I think you're 8. Okay. How about with 5 gigabytes? And I can lead you if you want some help. Close. Nope. You can't just throw numbers to me. You want some guidance, I'm guessing then? Okay. So we're going to put 5 in place of x. So 0 times 5, what's that answer? Plus 30? Perfect. Now we should notice that something is kind of different than normal here. Roman, this next person's going to be the genius and tell me what's going on.
13.
Charlie, be the genius. How come we got the same answer no matter what number we pick?
You're timesing by 0.
Good. Very good. Because you're multiplying by 0, you're never going to get an answer. It's always going to be 0. And then when you add 30, the answer's always going to be 30. Okay, if I graph this, 0, 30, 5, 30, 10, 30, 15, 30, I guess it looks like that's all the farther we went. But I could go more if I want, because no matter what number I put in, I get 30. Charlie?
14.
That felt very targeted. No? No, it's just random number? Okay. How about question 5 there? How much would it cost you to get more gigabytes?
10.
Or I can write the answer and you can tell me why. How come it's 0? So this is basically saying, so we're looking at the blue dots. And no matter how many gigabytes you use, what's the price that you pay? 30. So if I use more gigabytes, that's what it means. What does it cost to get more gigabytes? Why is it going to cost you $0? Okay. Now, if I look at my equation, why does it cost me $0 extra? What number goes in place of X? The gigabytes.
Oh,
So the number of gigabytes you use goes in place of X. And so no matter what number you put in place of X, what happens? Wait, okay, Charlie, help him out. It's pretty much the same question.
What was the question?
It's always gonna be zero.
Charlie,
0?
this is a disappointed look. You got called on to be the genius of the class.
He answered the question. 30?
So I just want to be clear. Once you answer a question, you tune out the rest of the period.
Yeah.
Charlie, I don't think you're thinking through this through. This is a doubly disappointed look. I'm moving on. Can anybody answer 7? Anybody other than Charlie? Mason, help me with number 7. I'll take a nap here in between. It's okay. I apologize. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. It comes out of me. This is how I interact with my friends all the time. And I like you guys, so I'd be sarcastic on accident. Okay, Mason, you have a lot of people around you that can help you out if you want. I'll take a drink of coffee. Let's figure out what number 7 should say, and then we will be done. Quicker you answer it, the quicker we're done. You've got a whole classroom that can help you out if they want.
I'm so confused.
Hey, Dave, here's something I did not expect. We're doing the D-Mobile and Horizon problem.
D-Mobile, yep.
These kids have zero idea what gigabytes of data means.
Yeah, it's because they all have unlimited data, so they've never had to deal with that.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Do they know that?
This question is bombing.
Brutal. Here's something along those lines. We remember this probably. I didn't have a cell phone until college. When did you have a first cell phone?
I had a cell phone in 1996.
96.
I was an intro break, like a beta tester.
He's a tech guy. I think you guys know that about Mr. McLeod, right? He's a tech guy.
I had the cell phone that was in between the car seats that you could lift up and put to your ear.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool.
When we used to have to send text, you know how, you ever notice on a phone it still has the letters? Like, on the one has ABC? We would have to hold the, if one would press A, hold the 1 for a certain amount of time until the A popped up, and then we would let go. Hold it for a little longer to get to B, and then even a little longer to get to C. And if we would send someone a text, it'd cost them 10 cents to open it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it was 10 cents.
That sounds right.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the phones didn't even have texting until 2000-ish.
They probably didn't in
Yep.
2000, yeah. So, Different world, different world.
Yeah, so I think we should change this question up for next year.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
All right, well,
yep.
we'll figure out what we're gonna change it to. Everyone has unlimited data all the time. Which is better?
Well, they're still trying to come up to the answer to number 7, which is $30 no matter how many gigabytes you use. So what should their ad say?
Unlimited $30.
There you go.
Nice. See, that we know.
There we go.
All right.
$30 for unlimited data. Okay. I would like you guys to try the backside on your own. There's a space up at the top, but that's not something that you need to write anything in. That was for if you wanted to put notes for like using on the test from the packet.